Just another brother with another humble question. Just another brother with another humble question.
Welcome to A Brother with Questions. I am your host, B. Period. I appreciate you for joining me. Man, we're gonna dive into a video, but before we get going, let me ask you to like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, man. Comment too. Comment. Tell me what you think of these videos, man. And then don't forget to share it. Share it with your friends. Let them know what you're listening to. Well, we're gonna dive into this video. Now, this video, I caught the clip from the PBD podcast. But in the video, we have a young man in Britain having a conversation about democracy. And the irony of the conversation is that he's having this conversation in the presence of Nancy Pelosi, our former Speaker of the House. Let's take a listen.
Before COVID, intelligence services colluded with big tech to have Trump suspended off Twitter. Yes, the same platform which hosted the Taliban and Ayatollah deaf to Israel Khomeini, they thought the president crossed the line when he tweeted on Jan 6, quote, remain peaceful, no violence, respect the law, and our great men and women in blue.
The irony as he starts off this conversation talking about how the Democrats, the intelligence agencies colluded to get rid of President Trump off social media while allowing all kinds of other stuff to keep going. Truth hurts sometimes.
That's a quote. You may be thinking now that Trump is a populist. You are right. He didn't accept the 2020 elections, and he should have. So should Hillary in 2016, so should Brussels, and so should Westminster in 2016, and so too should Congresswoman Pelosi, instead of saying the 2016 election was, quote, hijacked. Quote, hijacked.
It was. Look, boom. Look at that.
Pelosi in the room?
Yeah, she's in the room.
Get out of here. Couldn't have paid her to do better.
She probably had a bottle of Jack Daniels with her.
Means that we don't accept the results of it.
What does that even mean?
What about the mainstream media?
So as you can see, there she is, former Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, in the room as he accuses her of her hypocrisy, which she doesn't even deny. You know, Donald Trump is clearly a denier. He does not accept the results. As she says, I don't accept them either. I think they were hijacked in 2016, but I accepted it. So that's the difference. The fact that she accepted it and moved on, although she still says that they were hijacked. Come on, man. It's the same thing. Just say they lost. You won. Move on. As President Trump should as well.
Let me read you some mainstream media headlines. The New Yorker, the day before the 2016 election. The case against democracy. The Washington Post, the day after the election. The problem with our government is democracy.
Such a joke.
The LA Times, June 2017. The British election is a reminder of the perils of too much democracy. Vox, June 2017. The two eminent political scientists say the problem with democracy is voters. New York Times, June 2017.
I do too.
The problem with participatory democracy is the participants. Mainstream media elites are part of a class who don't just disdain populism, they disdain the people.
Yeah. The irony of these headlines, you know, obviously if you paying attention to the timeline, we're talking about timelines that came after the 2016 election of Donald Trump and the disappointment in the idea that the people chose, because of course they say the people chose wrong. So it's criticizing the idea of democracy based on the fact that the results didn't go in the direction that they felt like they should have. The hypocrisy.
If the Democrats had put half their energy into delivering for the people, Trump wouldn't even have a chance in 2024. He shouldn't have a chance. You've had power for 4 years. From the fabricated Steele dossier to trying to take him off the ballot in both Maine and Colorado, the Democrats are the anti-Democrat party. All we need now is the Republicans to come out as the pro-monarchist party. Ladies and gentlemen, populism is not a threat to democracy, but I'll tell you what is. It's elites ordering social media to censor political opponents. It's police shutting down dissenters, be it anti-monarchists in this country or gender-critical voices here, or last week in Brussels, the National Conservative movement. I'll tell you what is a threat to democracy. It's Brussels, DC, Westminster, the mainstream media, big tech, big pharma, corporate collusion, and the Davos cronies.
And it's
There it is, man. Love this guy. Should have him. He should be an American politician. This is what we need. This is what we need in America, man. People who are not afraid to speak the truth. And so, as you can see, he's calling out the hypocrisy of, he's calling out Democrats in particular. But I look at them both as the same. So I think, really we should be calling out Democrats and Republicans because they're all out to maintain power as opposed to working for the people. And that's the problem in DC, as he alludes. That's the problem across the world in Western countries, is that the people in positions of power, the people who are controlling government, ergo, are out for themselves and not the people. And they're advocating on behalf of what's going to be better for their control, as opposed to what's going to be better for people. We can look at what's been happening, and I'm back out of this video. We can look at what's been happening right now as we lead up to November to decide who will be president in the United States. The campaign against Donald Trump is a campaign against not policy, a campaign against what he may be, right? He's a threat to democracy. That's the big tagline right now. He's a threat to democracy. He's a threat to democracy, right? Or he's a racist. What about arguing against his policies? He had 4 years already in government as president. The biggest thing most people are concerned about is the economy. And the economy during his tenure was pretty good. But yet, we're not talking about policy. We're talking about threats to democracy. Like, how you going to argue a threat to democracy when we've had 4 years and we're still here? What is the policies that you have done, Joe Biden, that make you so great? What does the economy look like for regular folk? Because on a macro level, they're going to argue that it's doing better or getting better. But on a more fundamental micro level, the everyday man is not feeling this great economy. So what is the policy that you're doing that helps you deserve another 4 years? Quite frankly, when we look at you, bruh, do you even look like you ready to be here another 4 years? Because that's another thing that we just keep avoiding. This brother don't look like he gonna make it. And I don't even blame him for that. Because a politician always loves power. Hence the reason why he's been in Congress for 40 years. I blame the Democratic Party for that. Because rather than give us, and I say us, the people, an option that we can believe in, you'd rather run up the same dude all over again. Why? Because that's what you promised him. Right? He supported Obama for 8 years. Now we got to go support him. As opposed to, again, as my man said in the video, doing what's right by the people. And the people deserve better. The people deserve to have a president who is not only capable physically, mentally, but also a president who has the foresight to be thinking 20 years from now, because he knows he's going to be here too. And he's trying to make a better place, not only for the people that are here today, but the people that he knows are coming behind him. And both parties have failed us in that part. Because Donald Trump is 82. People. When the people begin to truly make the decisions again, and by decisions I mean prop up the people who they want and who they truly support, as opposed to the people the party supports, that's when we'll see that change, man. I don't know what's going to happen in November. I don't know who's going to win. I know who's going to lose, though. The people. And on that note, I'm B. Period, and I'm out.